Welcome back, guys. You guys are probably aware of my 84 318i. So it's getting a built S50. I actually already have it, but it needs some work. I had the built S50 with a GT4094 in this car before I LS swapped it. When it was in this car, it dynoed at about 670 wheel horsepower, I think on like 18, 19 PSI, something like that. Drove around for a couple years and then I ended up blowing the head gasket. So instead of fixing the head gasket, I decided I wanted to LS swap it. Now I just have this nice, beautiful built S50 engine laying around that needs some work. It's basically got a stock top end and a built bottom end. I believe it's Eagle Rod's stock S50 crank. Has some kind of built low compression pistons. First thing is we got to drag it over here, get the head off of it so we can figure out if in fact it is just the head gasket that went or something more. Basically what happened is I lost compression, I believe in cylinder 5 or 6 or possibly both of them. Previously I had pressure washed this and degreased it and got it decently clean, so I'm hoping it's not too dirty tearing it apart. This is quickly going to become a table just for the E30 engine parts, unfortunately. There we go. It's a prime example of why you need proper tools. This nut was stripped out, so I had this nice little tool extractor kit. Pulled that right out of there. I don't see any obvious signs up here of anything weird going on. Cams look fine. Don't see any issues there. Let's get the Vanos and all the timing stuff out of there. Get this thing top dead center. Top dead center. First cams point at each other, and down here you have the marking, the crank, and the block. Guys, I don't have all my Vanos tools yet, so I am pulling this off sort of a old-fashioned way, if you will. Geez, that sucker was tight. These are ARP 2000 head studs, so time to pull the cams down. And these can be tricky because they can snap. So you want to loosen the ones that have no pressure on them first, aka not pushing any valves down. One free intake cam. Alright, time to lift this thing off. This might be a terrible idea to try it by myself, but it is what it is. It's aluminum, can't be that heavy, right? No, look, it's not bad. Haha. Yep, that'll do it. Could not be more obvious. A whole chunk of the head gasket is missing right there between cylinders 4 and 5. Pretty easy to say that that was the problem. Well, there's your problem. Then on here you can see the same cylinder. See some combustion leakage At least that's what I would call it. The rest of it, I don't see anything obvious. But then again, I'm no engine expert. So I'm hoping just a cleanup, decking of the head, cleanup of the block, new head gasket. Hopefully that's all it needs. Quick break for a word from today's video sponsor, which is Skillshare. So we're in a new year, 2022, and we can fill this new year with learning. And a great way to learn is Skillshare. Let's face it, a ton of learning, probably even most learning these days, is found online. If you can think of any specific skill you're trying to learn, Skillshare is a great place to start. Or even if you're trying to improve a skill that you already have, make a career pivot, or just move up in your current job. Skillshare is a great asset for any of those points. They're offered in many different languages. They're always ad-free, so there's no breaks that you have to wait for. There's new classes being launched all the time. Now, since checking out Skillshare, I have found some new classes that I'm interested in, and a big one is logo design. It really has my interest. This class that I'm looking at here is by Derek Mitchell. It's called Graphic Design for Beginners. Create logos in Adobe Illustrator. Well, as a user of Adobe, this is definitely going to be useful for me. Never used Adobe Illustrator before, so I'm definitely going to need some guidance. So this is a class that I'm going to take. And that'll help me create logos for the Boosted Apex Designs brand. That's t-shirts, sweatshirts, hats, all that kind of stuff. I want to be able to do myself. So thanks to Skillshare, I'll be able to learn how to do that with ease. The first 1,000 people to use the link I have below get their first month free. Thanks again to Skillshare for sponsoring this video. Now for now, until I find a machine shop to look over this head, make sure all is well and get it decked and prepped, I'm just going to put it back on the block, that way it's out of the way. That's better. It can hang out here for a bit. Got to call around and find some machine shops that aren't backed up for months. While we're waiting for head work to get done, I'm going to start working on the engine bay, because I've decided I am going to fully respray it just like the E36. It's worth it. It really is. It's a good bit of work, but it's going to be worth it in the end. So to start, I need to get basically everything I can out of the way. I did degrease it and pressure wash it. No, I didn't pressure wash it because my pressure washer is broken. I did degrease it and scrub it, but it's still definitely dirty. Let's start tearing this apart to get it ready for paint. I know I don't need this throttle cable anymore. I need a different one, so that can go. Got to get the brake booster out of there because I'm going to need a different one of those. All this power steering stuff has to go. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff that needs to go. Not going to need that power steering pump either. I don't even know what this thing is. Comment below. Tell me what this is, because I have not a clue. And I got a lot of the stuff out of the way. I'm gonna climb inside the car now, unbolt the brake booster, and get that whole heap of a mess out of there. I'm not a huge fan of tearing the inside of this car apart because it's just so nice and clean. I really don't want to break things. Hey, while I have you back there, the sweatshirt's available on boostedapexdesigns.com. Sweet! Now we're making some real headway, boys. Whole bunch of stuff out of the way. There's no Freon in the AC system at all. I had a professional check and he said good to go. Alright boys, that's a wrap on this video. Got a lot done in the engine bay, still have more to go. I have a few more brake lines to grab. I've got the steering shaft, and then a couple other miscellaneous grommets and whatnot. AC condenser, probably gonna pull that. A little bit of wiring, and then it'll be good to do a nice full clean, and then I'll start sanding, get ready to prime and paint just like on the E36. So thank you as always guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.